When Brandon's friend Jim makes him buy the contents of a garage for $10, he is furious that he now basically has to pay to clean out all the garbage. And for a while, it is looking like this is actually going to be the case, until Brandon finds something that does not belong between all this trash whatsoever. It is the discovery of a lifetime for him. What the hell was this even doing here? When Jim is driving the first load of trash to the dump, Brandon is silently cursing his name. What a waste of time this garage is. They actually paid for the pleasure of cleaning all this trash out. He prays that there is still at least one thing worth finding in here. It took a while of making his way through useless trash, but then he finally found something which he had never expected to find here. He doubted if anybody else had any idea it was here, but he was not going to inform any previous owner or seller. When Braden opens up his find, his jaw almost drops to the floor. He just could not understand how this could have been hiding in a garage full of junk. But what did Braden find in his auction-bought garage box? Why was it in here hiding in all the trash, and who had left it here? Before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. When Brandon and his buddy Jim went to a storage box auction one day, they didn't intend to actually buy something. They just wanted to kill some time while their wives were out shopping. But then an old garage came up that nobody was bidding on. As a joke, Jim decided to bid a measly $10 on it, if only to get the auction started. But to his and Brandon's surprise, nobody was willing to overbid them, not even by $1. The auctioneer's hammer slammed down, and they were now the unwilling owners of the contents of the garage. As it would turn out, Jim didn't even bring any money with him. Brandon had to pay the $10, and this made him technically the owner. And that came with some responsibilities, as the garage had to be cleared out within a couple of days. The transfer of ownership happened quickly, and soon the men were in possession of the deed to the garage. A garage whose location was a mystery to both men. They knew it was somewhere in their mid-sized town, but had no idea the exact location was. Would it be close or a distance from their homes? The men would have to find out. After asking around and doing their research based on the former owner's description, the men pinpointed the garage. Unfortunately, it was a good distance from both of them. The men were disheartened by the distance, but knew time was not on their side. They would need to empty the garage soon, or face a hefty fine. Neither of the men had a big enough vehicle to make the trip and hold the haul they would need to move to a different garage. So after a short brainstorm, Jim decided to borrow a van for him. Brandon nodded in agreement. It was only fair since he had paid $10 for the garage. The men agreed and decided to meet up the next morning. The next morning, things started out smoothly. Jim drove while Brandon looked up the location of the closest dump to the garage. They would need to get rid of the junk in the garage, but neither man expected to find a dump close enough to be convenient. The price of the garage had been a great tip-off that convenience would not be a part of their journey. Worse, the men had not received a key. Instead, they were advised to bring heavy-duty bolt cutters if they wanted to gain access to the garage. They had complied and sighed a breath of relief when they got there. This was no ordinary task. The men exchanged concerned glances for a moment. Someone had wrapped very heavy steel chains around the panel to hold the garage gate in place. The lock looked high-grade, and from their estimation likely caused far more than they had paid for the entire garage. What exactly was going on? Brandon considered not cutting the lock, as it would likely come in handy. But after assessing how tight the steel was, both men came to the same conclusion. There was no other option but to cut them down. They had fiddled with it too long, and now they had only one focus: discovering what was hidden behind the lock. The men got to work on applying enough pressure to snap the links. Finally, the links broke, and the chain rattled to the floor on either side of the bolt. Both men took their positions in front of the gate as they lifted it up to reveal what was inside. But instead they were greeted by a gust of wind shrouded in dust. Behind the dust was the unexpected. The first sighting of the garage was uneventful. A quick scan of the room showed nothing of value or noteworthy to both of the men. Their hearts began to sink in disappointment. Was this really just a box filled with junk? Brandon eyed his friend in annoyance. What had Jim gotten them both into? The men were taking in the room of junk when a new gust of wind had them both coughing from a flood of dust in the air. Now Brandon was officially pissed. He did his best to hold in his anger as they surveyed the room, trying to make an estimate of how much the contents in the garage were worth. The men walked around assessing the goods, but the work was made difficult by the level of dust in the garage. The men were growing more frustrated as time passed. It seemed they couldn't find a single item of decent worth in the abandoned pile. Instead, items were missing, outdated, or useless. In other words, a waste. Or so it appeared. The men worked through sorting out the items they found, organizing them in the van as they hoped to transport the first batch of stuff to the nearest dump. Brandon, who was still a bit pissed at his friend, decided he could use some time alone. He agreed to stay back and sort more of the stuff, while Jim took the long drive to the dump. Soon the men would discover what was truly hidden inside. Brandon watched as his friend drove off. He turned back into the garage to continue his work sorting the trash they had found. He searched through the garage, desperate to find something that would make his labor even slightly worth the hassle. He was about to give up when he stumbled onto something below the desk. As he searched, he noticed a bump in the sand-coated floor. Clearing the dust, he was shocked to find what appeared to be a random handle. Tugging on the handle with as much strength as he could muster, he was able to loosen the hold on the handle and release the latch, revealing a hidden space. Brandon squinted his eyes at the space shrouded in darkness. There were stacks of paper and some things he could not clearly make out hidden inside. Brandon's eyes peaked at the realization that perhaps there was more to the garage. But before he was able to further investigate, he heard something strange. Brandon paused for a second, scrambling to his feet as he heard the noise grow closer. Jim was back from the garage. Brandon was left with a choice. In that split second, he could continue investigating or keep the hidden latch a secret. After the day he'd had, the decision was a no-brainer. Quickly bending, he shut the latch and kicked dust over the handle once more, readjusting the old desk before his friend returned. He would not be sharing his gains with his annoying friend. Once everything looked fine, he walked out to welcome his friend and help reload the van. The latch was still a secret only he knew about. Finally, the men were able to transfer the rest of the junk into the van, moving all the items of the potential vault into Brandon's truck. Just as they had expected, there weren't many items of value to bargain for, but Brandon promised to do his best to sell them and split the profit with Jim.